like and point it at them because it's recording.
Okay, I'll go first, I guess. So I started cross country my sophomore year, and obviously I hated it very much. Because coming from sprinting, it was just the mileage and everything else, but everyone just was so accepting to me. Sorry. And I can't imagine I'm moving on to Northeastern having such great girls to run with next year. Sorry. Okay. And this has become my family, and I can't imagine anyone else. Sorry.
Every year I hear the senior speeches, and I get so excited to think when it was my turn, how I'll plan my speech a week in advance and it'll be really good. And I wrote this in the car on the way, and I was writing it like while I was sitting down eating, so I guess it won't be as good as I thought it would be. But anyway, cross country has changed me so much, and I'm so happy, and I'm so thankful that Wayne, Siegel, and Bracy could be my coaches. Like, I don't know if I've ever had like better like people, no offense, Mom, people in my life who have changed me, and like I'm so appreciative that you guys could be my coaches, that you could like coach me. I know this is cheesy and you heard it all before, but it's true. If I wasn't running, I'd have no friends, I'd be lazy, and I'd be 20 pounds more than I am now. So I'm really glad that I've done cross country, and I also like my friends too. Even though the phrases that are heard most during practice is "this sucks," "I hate this," "why am I running?" "I'm tired," "I'm hungry," "why am I here?" Don't lie. We've all said it. At the end of the day, we're still going to go to practice tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And at the end of the day, I'm so happy I joined cross country. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I prepared my speech. I don't remember my first day of high school, but I can distinctly remember my first run at practice. It was a Woodmere and back, and to this day, I still remember how long it felt. It felt almost never ending, but when I finished without walking, I was as proud as it can be. That's the thing about cross country. It's the most fulfilling sport. There's not one runner in this room that can say they haven't had a moment of fulfillment after a workout, a race, or even a long run. If I hadn't quit rowing crew for cross country, I don't know who I would be. All my friends are on this team, and the best memories I have made in high school have been focused around running. Just like Wayton says, the kids that Coach Wayton says, the kids that party and go out on the weekends may look like they are having all the fun, but being on PXC, you make the best friends you could ever ask for, and you also make something of yourself. PXC is way more than a team. It's a family, a legacy, and a promise. That promise is to your teammates, your coaches, and yourself. That promise is to continue the Pirate Distance program, and that promise is to push yourself and your teammates past limits you didn't know were possible to reach. You all have the capability to do incredible things, not just in running, but in life, and I hope Pirate Cross Country taught you that. To finish, I want to leave you with some wise words of Marina and the Diamonds. Are you satisfied with an average life? Are you satisfied with an easy ride? Once you cross the line, will you be satisfied? Thank you, I love you all.
Good afternoon, everybody. That was such a great speech. I don't know how you're going to
I want to say thank you to both Coach Wayton and Coach Siegel. Thank you for always being there for me and always pushing me to do my best. And thank you for always believing in me and never giving up on me.
I don't know if Coach Wayden remembers this, but he
He was the reason why I did cross country, and for that I say thank you. I thank all my teammates for making this the most enjoyable experience of my high school career. I couldn't be the Rafi I am today without all you guys.
Cross country,
The best experience of my high school career.
Mr. Wayton,
The best coach anyone could ever ask for.
Mr. Siegel,
Always there with the shoulder to cry on.
and a really good math teacher too. Jim,
The bodyguard.
and Coach Bracy.
The new addition to the PXC family, always enthusiastic, we love you.
And the team,
Awesome team, the best students.
so dysfunctional, but we love you anyway. And important lesson.
To sum it up, we would like to say thank you all again. Like, I really mean it. I'm not being cliche or anything, but I really thank you all for everything. I think my mom right there, she's been a great part of this. And again, you want to thank your mother?
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and we would like to tell you guys not to waste good time. Like Wayne always says this, and it's probably, you've heard it a lot, but it's true, don't waste good time. Cross country has taught us a lot, and one thing that I would take away is don't waste good time. Trust them. Like when Wayne says do something, do it, don't complain. When Siegel says do something, do it, don't complain. When Bracy says do something, do it, don't complain. Just do it, and it would pay off in the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't really prepare a speech. I just was out to speak from the heart. First of all, I just wanted to thank Coach Wade, Coach Siegel, Coach Racy. Wade was talking before about how I was able to help out the team this year, but looking back, I don't think I could ever really be able to repay the team. They've given me so much. They've taught me so much over the years. I don't know where I'd be right now. I mean, the team, when I started out as a freshman, I was not like I am now, I would think. I wasn't outgoing. I wouldn't be able to come up in front of all of you and speak right now if I was back when I was a freshman. Cross country running has given me something that no one else can give me, no other team. It gave me courage, give me a family, and then give me some of the best friends I'll ever have. I just hope that next year, you underclassmen, you juniors, you can step up and take up that leadership role for the underclassmen coming in next year. Just thank you very much.
I remember one of the first things that Wayden told me that I should join cross country. He said, "You should come on the team. We're a bunch of great, friendly guys," and I think that's completely true. I mean, I think that the key to making a lifelong friend is that you trap them. You run next to them for 17 miles for 2 hours on Saturday morning, and you tell them everything that's going on in your life. And then they're your friend forever. And you can share so many inside jokes like my mixtape. My mixtape is fire. It's everything. I was inspired a lot by what goes on in cross country to make my mixtape, and it's a huge success. Except people outside cross country don't understand it and they don't appreciate it. But seriously, I feel like there are very few people in this school that they just can make your day 1,000 times better by just walking in the room and saying hi. And I think all those people are in the room right now.
Hello. Okay, so the switch I made from soccer to cross country my sophomore year was one of the best switches I could ever make and one of the best decisions I could have ever had. And this isn't because of the long runs and because I love being sore every day, but it's because it taught me amazing life lessons. And looking back at soccer, it taught me absolutely nothing. As a soccer player, I loved to run across the field back and forth the whole game, but my coach always told me that I should raise my hand when I'm tired, and I should tell him when I want to break. And you know, I realized that that's not how life is. And cross country taught me that when you're running, you have to keep going. And even when you're so tired and you just want to give up, you have to keep going and you have to keep pushing through, because that's how life is. You have to keep going, and you can't just raise your hand and call yourself out of life and just take a break, because that's not how it works. And I've just learned such amazing lessons after I joined cross country, and I've made such amazing friendships that I could just never have made with soccer. Thank you.
I never really imagined cross country being fun, and freshman year I was like, wow, running sucks a lot. Sophomore year I was like, it still sucks. I was waiting for it to get better. But junior year, as I got to get better, I got to know more people, and I think that's when I broke out of my shell. I was always viewed as timid, and I don't think I look at myself like that anymore. I'm just so jealous of all of you that still continue to do this, that have more years to come. You're part of something so special, and I wish I could honestly take back those 2 years where I was just not committed enough to the sport. This Pirate XC tradition, it's much more than you think it is. It's family, it's caring for one another, it's making sure you always give your best each and every day. And it's great to be part of, and I'm so jealous of you guys, because when I was a freshman and sophomore, yeah, that's enough said. If I said I didn't have any regrets, I'd be lying to all of you, such as short coaches, freshman year, junior year, senior year. Yeah, but if I had to say anything to you guys, it's to not have any regrets. Make sure every day is your best day. Make sure you're not leaving anything behind, because it's going to be too late as soon as you start to realize, oh, I should have gone faster, or I should have done much better today. It's too late. So make sure you live each and every day to the fullest. It's past the past, and you can only look forward from here, as we always say this year. You can only look forward. I'd like to thank the coaches, Wayden, Siegel, and Bracy, for being great role models and great coaches. You guys are probably the best people in the school, except for Gracie, who works at Grover, which is awkward. But you guys are the best coaches I could ever ask for. I'd like to thank the parents for dealing with us and supporting us, because without your support, none of this would be possible. And I'd like to thank my teammates, because the experiences I had and the opportunities I had with you guys, I would never give that away. So thank you.
I've tried a lot of different sports in my life, and what they all had in common was that they were all what you would call games, like Coach Wayden said before. And when I first came into high school, I never really considered cross country, because I always thought it was sort of like a bunch of individuals all competing, for themselves and somewhat for a complete goal. So I never really gave it a fair shot. But when I was convinced to come join the team, I found out that it's actually more routine than any other sport ever could be. Because I remember that I found that out the first time I had a bad race. I just, I was so used to playing a bad lacrosse game, or like missing the last shot in basketball, and the entire team would just be like, what's wrong with you? Like, really? Like, you just lost the whole North game for us. So, but in this, it was just so strange, because people come to be like, great race, like, great job, you'll get them next time, which was awesome for me. And I think that's really what's important, because honestly, your running times are important now, and those extra seconds are important, but you're not really going to remember that. Like, honestly, I don't remember my 5K PR right now. It's somewhere in the 1720s, I think. But, you know, when I'm 35 or however years old, and I think back to my high school career, I'm not going to be like, I'm so proud of myself that I was number 10 for 3 years in a row. But I'm going to be like, you know, I had a great time with those guys, and they really gave me a place where I felt like I was home. Because, you know, those other sports, they didn't really give me that. And I was really anxious coming into high school because I didn't think I was going to be able to find a sport, and I've always loved athletics. So I'm just thankful that I was able to come here and find this. I want to thank the coaches. Coach Wayne really, I think, made me feel a lot more confident in myself, even though I'm incredibly nervous right now speaking. But I think that you definitely believed in me in times that I didn't think I believed in myself, and so I can't repay you for that. Mr. Siegel, I call you Mr. Siegel because you've taught me in math twice. You're awesome. You know, Coach Wayne's great, but he can be a little tough love sometimes. You're always there when I need someone to, like, not yell at me. Thank you for the A in math last year. Thank you so much for writing me. You've gotten me into 3 colleges, so and I have a gift coming for you. Coach Bracey, I don't really know you that well. But, you told me congrats on getting into Rutgers, so that was nice of you. Thank you. Obviously I want to thank my parents. They just always came to the meets, and they always supported me, and they were just like the team. They were always there for me and told me I had a good job, which is hard to believe sometimes because they're parents, but I think you're filming this right now. I know you don't have much space on your phone because you always take so many pictures and everything. The last person I'd like to thank is actually my sister. I have a confession to make, Coach Wayton. You know how, like, we always go away on vacation in the summer, right? And you're always like, do your runs, you know, like, I'm giving you a seat, like, do your runs. And I'm sure that you think that, like, me being the older one of us two, like, I'm always the one that's like, come on, Alex, we gotta go run, you know? And I'm sure you think that every morning, like, I get up, set my alarm at 6:30, like, let's go run, like, and I do that, but I go back to sleep. And then my sister is one that's like, Will, get up, let's go run. Like you mentioned, it's funny because you mentioned when you were talking about, I think the Keel, you said something like, you know, you don't see people, you know, people who you see in school are not always the same way you see at home. And I actually texted my mom and I was like, that totally describes Alex. Because I don't think any of you would ever think that Alex would be the one to, like, basically try to pull me out of bed, throw my running shoes on and make me go run with her, you know, South Carolina, Martha's Vineyard, all these places. So thank you. Alex, you're really awesome though, and I think if I could ever be as passionate and as great as something that you are about running, I think I'm going to be fine in life. So, thank you.
The iPhone 7.
I'm not really an athletic person at all, and freshman year, you know, I've never done any sports in my life, or I've never been good at any sports, and cross country was the first thing that I tried to, you know, do something at. And I remember it was like the first time, I think it was like during gym, it's like my freshman year, like my second day of school, Wayton would, he's in the gym and he, like, you know, like put him like, hey you, why don't you come over here? And I was like, me? I was thinking it's someone else, and then he came, and then he was like, oh, you should do cross country, and then 2 years later I found out that he did that to pretty much everyone. But cross country, like, I remember like the first day of practice, it was like, a lot of talk about family was there, like, you know, how cross country is family, and I was kind of like, what, like, family, like, I mean, I didn't really believe that, but then 4 years from now, like, I'm mind blown. I didn't really think that, you know, a group of kids from like my high school and just like you have a connection that you wouldn't have otherwise with these people. Like, you know, like Peter said, if you're running for 2 hours, like 17 miles, you just become, you know, a lot more information about people than you could possibly want. Another thing I would like to talk about is work ethic. Like, I think cross country I would not be successful in almost all my endeavors outside of school if it was not for cross country. You learn what hard work really is. There is no other option. Like, I mean, let's be honest, we're all in West Windsor, we're pretty spoiled. But when you do cross country, you know, you realize what hard work really is, and that the rest of your life is not going to be like what you are right now. It's going to be much harder, and I think cross country has taught me a lot of values that I'm going to use for the rest of my life. And I think if I were to compare my education from inside of school and outside of school, I would say cross country and the things I've learned outside of school have been a lot more valuable in my life, and I hope that all of you guys really value it. I mean, this year, in the summer, I was almost kicked off the team because I didn't go to summer practices, and I realized, you know, cross country means so much more than you could possibly realize, and you should really, really take advantage of it. I mean, if there was one thing that I could, again, like everyone said, remember about my high school career, it would be cross country and all the friends that I've made and all the values that I've learned.
Sorry if I start to tear up, but I'm going to be honest, looking back at the past 4 years and just thinking about all the memories, I've made them my best memories here, and I've made my worst, but like passing out. But I really just want to thank my coaches, because Wayton and Siegel are kind of like good cop, bad cop. Wayton's like the hard ass and Siegel's the nice guy, but you guys have really helped define me, and like my personality would not be the way it is today, and I really got confident with myself, and I just wouldn't be the same person I am today, and that's all I can thank you for. Thank you.
I've been doing this for 4 years, and I really question it sometimes. Like, I'll come back on Saturday from a long run, and my friends will be like, "Hey, like, you want to hang out? You want to do something?" And I'm like, "No, like, I'm dead tired." Like, and then they're like, "Why do you run? Like, why would you do that to yourself?" And it's kind of like funny how I really started. It was like the summer going into freshman year, and all my friends, like, they were doing soccer or football or some fall sport. They're like, "Oh, like, why don't you do a fall sport? Then we could like all hang out afterwards." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just run. Like, it's fine." Like, "Oh, it's fine. It's easy. There's no tryouts, right?" So, like, the thing that I noticed immediately is that like everyone on this team cares about you. Like, as a freshman, I obviously like, I guess I was taking it easy, and like seniors would like be like, "Yo, you got to get your grades up." Like, everyone actually like cares about you on here, and like the coaches. I could be like down for like a week about my performances. I'd be thinking about it a lot, and then I'll talk to Wayton or Siegel, and just like their like 2 or 3 words of advice would just make my day so much better, and that's what I'm gonna really miss. So thank you for that.
I have just a couple thoughts here. They're going to seem a little disconnected. It made sense to me.